Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome for today's discussion on what they call Nectar of Devotion. So today is 13th May, May 13th, Malaysia's famous day, May 13th, 2025, Tuesday. So we gathered here to continue our discussion on Nectar of Devotion. So before that, let's do our invocation prayer. We invoke auspiciousness. Okay. So what are the things that we understood yesterday from invocation? First, to set the mood right. Pray to that book, and third thing is to get benediction. Benediction from reading this literature. So okay. So before that, let's just offer our obeisances to all the acharyas in our Guru Varga and to get their blessings, causeless mercy, so that we could understand this book, but not merely understanding, right? So example, like this morning, I was having a class at 5 a.m. with this my mentor, Pran Govinda Prabhu, discussing about this Narasingha appearance. When you look at 7th Canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, there'll be a place that Hiranyakasipu will be, what they call, what is the word? Addressing sister-in-law, mother, and all the family members. All right? Everyone will be lamenting after the death of Hiranyaksha. Hiranyaksha was killed by Mahavaraha, okay, the form of boar. So he came and killed his older brother of Hiranyakasipu. So after the death funeral, you know, the time, and what they call Ardal, what they call Ardal in English, Ardal சொல்றது, consoling, all right? He is consoling the sister-in-law and mother and family members all, you know, consoling them, says that, you know, what to do, this is life. You know, it was very astonishing. It's very astonishing to see that Hiranyakasipu was telling that this is life. Life is not is not permanent. Eventually, people will die, and everything handled by Kala, the time. Then Krishna, Hari is the supreme personality, and he's the one. Amazing! Can you imagine? It's look like an entire Bhagavad Gita spoken by Hiranyakasipu. But why did he at least become a demon? But why is still demoniac? Because he did not surrender. Just by knowing all these things, it doesn't make a big difference in life. It's just an extra knowledge. All right. So now we have studied this, what they call, Harinam Chintamani, Nectar of Instruction, Bhakti Aloka. All right. Now we are studying this Nectar of Devotion, and also this also going on Bhagavad Gita. So by knowing all this, is it assured that we all become a pure devotee of the Lord? Can it be that we can go back home, back to Godhead? No, it doesn't work that way. The most important is to convince us, all this knowledge is to convince us to make the decision of surrender. Krishna, that's why he keeps saying about surrender. Surrender unto me, surrender unto me. Dharma, what they call? Mam ekam sharanam raja. Dharma, what is the verse? Can't see. Okay, Dharma.
Dharma
Dharman parityaja. Mam ekam sharanam raja. Sarva dharman parityaja. Sarva means all. Dharma, religiosity. Give it up. Abandon. Parityaja. Drop it. Throw away everything. All kind of religiosity. All kind of belief system. Okay, example like every human being have their own belief system. All right, it's just like, okay, being an Indian, I have my belief system, and being born into this certain caste, I have a different belief system. Right, then I born in this country, I have a different belief system. What else? I have brought up by my father, and according to one belief system, and I inherit the belief system. So like that, we have so many dharmas. Dharma means belief system. All right, religiosity, all right, and also the belief system. All right, so we have all this kind of belief system. Just imagine just a simple example, right? What Krishna says, Sarva Dharman Parityaja, give up all varieties, your belief system, your ideology, your entanglement. I am a human, I am this, I'm an Indian, I'm Chinese, I am that, I am this, you know, I born in this caste, and I born into this kind of environment. All that Sarva Dharman, everything give up. He didn't say give up, he said abandon. Parityaja, abandon. Abandon means what? So that means, say, if you abandon a ship, when the captain says abandon the ship, so that means you have to get out from the ship, not taking your bag, not taking your purse, not taking your handphone, your laptop, nothing. Put everything, abandon the ship because the ship going to sink, right? And similarly, when we say, like, sometimes when people go into one house, sometimes we used to see in the movie, the house is haunted. The haunting is so terrible. At night, the spirits are disturbing so terribly. What do? You drop everything and run away from the house. Yes or not? You don't think, oh, I need to take my handphone, I need to take my wallet, I need to take my jewelry. No. Drop everything and just move out. So that is called abandon. Drop it. Drop everything and just move on. All right? Abandon. Parityaja. Sarva Dharman. Abandon all varieties of religiosity. All varieties of your cultural and your family, what they call belief system. Abandon everything. Throw away everything. And in that mode, Sarva Dharman Parityaja. Mam Ekam. Mam, me. Mam means me. Ekam. Ekam means only me. Ek means one. Or only. Mam Ekam. Only me. Ekam. Sharanam. Surrender. Raja. All right. Then after that, he says, I will deliver you from all sinful reaction. Don't worry. There's so many sinful that you have done, like prarabdha karma, and there's aprarabdha. Aprarabdha is waiting. Aprarabdha means fructified. Prarabdha, waiting in line. All right, waiting in line to torture you, to give you a lot of trouble in life. I'll remove everything. Do not fear. All right. But the process is how to do it. How are we supposed to surrender to the lotus feet of Krishna? Is it just by acquiring knowledge is sufficient? Just by studying all the books and become a scholar? You're only a scholar, but still your heart haven't melted. So when the thing happened, when we listen to Hari Katha, when we have an association of a devotee and we are discussing, so therefore, this is a fantastic platform. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining us. So we are speaking about it and we are somehow or other melting our heart. All right. So true Harikatha, number one. And second, surrender. Surrender to who? You surrender to Krishna. Krishna also says, if you surrender to me directly, you are not considered my devotee. But you surrender to my devotee, you are actually my devotee. So therefore, yesterday we have studied about surrender to Guru and accepting initiation. All right, those who have attended class yesterday, that's one of the things that we have spoke, that Srila Prabhupada explaining. You have to surrender to a spiritual master and accept initiation. And you should accept initiation. And through that initiation, okay, that's when you are linked to the parampara. And by the linking of the parampara, you are connected directly to Krishna. Other than that, it is just like a onlooker. All right. There is a saying. I remember one of my friend. He have given up Malaysian citizenship and accepted American citizen. He have taken American citizenship. All right. So one day when he came to Malaysia, I had a chat and everything. He said, "So what is the advantage of being an American compared to being a Malaysian?" Of course, Malaysia is very racist. Everybody want to go away from this country. But the thing is, what is that? What is so big deal? He said one thing. American citizen, no matter which place they are on this planet, when they are in trouble, they are protected. The America, the government will come and save you. Example, if I'm an American citizen, if I'm stuck somewhere in a remote place in Afghanistan, the America will never abandon you. The government will never abandon you. They will come and someone else. So there is a kind of immunity. If being an American, you are protected no matter what. So similarly, where you understand, oh, if I become American, so that means I have that protection. But the problem is I'm a Malaysian. What should I do now? So one is I'm an onlooker. I'm sitting here and looking at being an American. All right. So I don't achieve anything. So what I should do, I should go to the American embassy, try to get a job there and try to convince them and give up Malaysian citizenship and accept American citizenship. Abandoning Malaysian citizenship, accepting American citizenship for this kind of protection. So similarly, I'm just giving an analogy here. I'm not promoting any countries. No matter what, in this three world, wherever you go, is a place of Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. We cannot escape from this threefold of suffering. All right, anyway. So now, The same thing here. Being an onlooker, sitting by the side, learning all these things and getting convinced. Yes, all these are true. Hey, fair enough. I agree. Very good. Very well said. Yes, I agree. But just being an onlooker, you're not going to be saved. The thing is, you have to dive into it. So in order to dive into it, just like how you give up your Malaysian citizenship, accepting an American citizen, you have abandoned all your belief system and accept a new belief system, which is supposed to be your constitutional belief system, which is supposed to be your original belief system. That is to become the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord, not master at all. When we want to be master, that's when Krishna have created this entire universe for you to go and enjoy. And this place is just like an illusion, right? Example, when a child, when I'm driving a car, when my children are sitting at the side, they also like to drive. Daddy, I also like to drive. Okay, you like to drive? Okay, I get for you a car. So what car I get? I get for them a toy car to enjoy. And when they get into the toy car, they have the sure, real feeling. Hey, I am driving this car. It is a sure, it's a real feeling. But for the child doesn't know it's a toy car, right? So, okay, then suddenly mother will cook and suddenly the daughter will come and say, I like to cut some vegetable and all these things. Okay, Reed, I buy for you one cooking set, toy, and give one small cucumber, and they take the plastic and they just pretend to be cooking. But they felt so real feeling, happiness. Similarly, when we want to be master, Krishna have created this illusion, this illusory universe, this material world, the external energy, and he's put you here and says, now you shall enjoy yourself. All right? But the problem is, he suggested that you're going to enjoy in every species of life. All right? You're going to enjoy in every body, every species that Krishna created that is in Goloka Vrindavan. Everything that we see here, it is there. All right? Everything we see here, we see that cuckoo bird, we see pigeon, everything, all kind of varieties, it is in Goloka Vrindavan. It's a reflection. All right? So then what happened? So now, you don't only enjoy in human form of life. Can you see the bird and all species? You go take all the species. So the transforming from one species to another species, we call as death. All right? Death. But in Goloka Vrindavan, it's not like that. Suddenly you feel like to be a fly in Krishna's lotus feet. Or you like to be a bumblebee. You see the Krishna's lotus feet, there's a lot of flowers. And you can just transform yourself into a bumblebee and just go to the lotus feet of Krishna and enjoy the flower that offered to the lotus feet of Krishna. You can simply transform. But the transformation is not given in this material world. So the transformation happens by death. And we get stuck. We go here, we go there, we go through all varieties of abominable species of life. So just by understanding, just like Hiranyakashipu gave a fantastic conclusion about Shastra, about that real bhakti, but still he couldn't accept it. Even Ravana also very intelligent. They're not ordinary people. But still they couldn't accept it. They couldn't surrender because there is no surrender. They don't surrender. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita how to surrender. He says, approach my pure devotee, surrender to him, serve him. Because they have seen the truth, they can impart the truth on you. Krishna never said, they will teach you the truth. They will impart, or in other words, in normal term, we call download the truth to you. Right? You just bring a USB port and just download the file. Just like that, they will download the thing to you. That's when the real understanding, the purpose behind the Shastra can be understood. Therefore, before we start our program, we always pay our obeisances and respect to such a spiritual master who have given to us by Krishna, who is embodiment of Krishna in a human form, to come and personally advise you how you can go back home, back to Godhead, the practical way. All right. So when you look at the Shastra, there are so much of Shastra to learn. But the spiritual master, or it's in a chapter 11 of Canto 11 of Srimad Bhagavatam, it says they are known as Mahabhagavat. All right. First is Bhagavad Purana, Srimad Bhagavatam. And the one who follows that Bhagavad Purana, they call Mahabhagavat. In Tamil, we call Bhagavadar. So this Bhagavadar or this Mahabhagavat, they will come and take the essence of that Vedas and give it. And that's what Prabhupada did, right? He translated everything in English. And yesterday night, I was listening to a class about Srila Prabhupada translating Chaitanya Charitamrita. All right, 1974. He was telling, so far I have already translated the Adi Leela. Now I'm halfway doing Madhya Leela. And he says that in the future, what they call Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur predicted that in the future, everyone will come and learn Bengali just to study Chaitanya Charitamrita. Therefore, I have still maintained that Chaitanya Charitamrita, I maintained that Bengali text and the translation, the transliterary, that means the word translation and this thing, just to keep that Bengali tradition in that Bhagavad Gita as per predicted by Bhakti Vinod Thakur. That was the commentary. He was giving a class on that. So nice. Therefore, let's close our eyes in pure awe and reverence. With Krishna is prema, all right? But with our Guru is awe and reverence. We have to serve our Guru, all right? With awe and reverence, just meditate that you're offering a beautiful flower petal at their lotus feet and putting a very beautiful garland around their neck and say, thank you. Be gratitude. Offer your gratitude to them. Fall at their lotus feet and offer your pranam. So while we are chanting this mantra, just meditate. We will start from Srila Prabhupada. Then after that goes to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. Then Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji. Then Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Then Srila Jagannath Das Babaji. Then after that, we're going to pay obeisances to all Vaishnavas, all devotees that who have inspired you, all the Vaishnavas that stays in your temple. You just meditate on them and just offer your Dandavat Pranam. Dandavat means you just fall directly and offer your prayers and offer a petal of flower in gratitude. Because all of us are here. It is not by our own effort, by someone who have taken the commitment to go and preach. And through that preaching, you are here sitting to study this Sastra. Let's do our Mangala Charan. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swaparantikam Vandeham Sri Gurun Sri Utta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagar Jadam Sagana Raghunathan Vidam Sajivam Satvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhan Vidamscha Namaum Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvashesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarine Namavam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshabhana Videvidaitaye Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vignana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jala Premadya Sri Rupanuga Bhaktira Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtai Dina Tarine Rupanuga Viruddha Pasiddhanta Tvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambodhe Padam Bujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Sarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Vir Bhava Bhumestvam Nirdasta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarubhauma Sri Jagannatayate Namaha. Now offer obeisances to all Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpata rubhyascha kripa sindhubevacha paditanam pavinebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha. Om Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratise Nama Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavadaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopeka Kanto Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanustude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hari Om Tat Sat. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Shingari Jaya Pataka Swami Nityanami Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayane Gaura Kadadamadaya Nadrupanapadi. Hare Krishna. All right. So with that thought, let's start our today's discussion. So before we start, is there anything that you like to share? Any takeaway or any realization that you got from yesterday? Yesterday we had a 3 hours, 3 hours and 15 minutes. Oh my God. All right. So any takeaway? Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu, are you there? Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so we are going to read Nectar of Devotion, page 4.
Okay,
Page 4, eh?
thank you.
No, not that Wave of Devotion,
Yeah.
Nectar, the printed one, the one that you bought one, all right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so, all right, so let's start our program. Is there anything that you'd like to share? Nothing. All right. Okay, then we go straight to the point. We go to the class. So yesterday we have spoke about okay, the characteristic of a pure devotional service, how a person becomes a devotee. All right, devotional service is described by Rupa Goswami with evidence. All right, so how he said it, with evidence from different scriptures. All right, it is not a mere speculation, but he gave evidence. He states that there are 6 characteristics. Okay, that means the characteristic of devotional service described by Rupa Goswami with evidence from different scripture. Okay, all the scriptures. He stated there are 6 characteristics of what? Of pure devotional service. Number 1 is pure devotional service bring immediate relief. It gives you immediate relief from all kinds of material distress. Secondly is the starting of all auspiciousness. All good things, all auspiciousness start to happen in your life. And number 3 is automatically, okay, it's by default, automatically puts one into a transcendental pleasure. Okay. And also pure devotional service, another thing is very rare to achieve. It's not easy. Right? It's very rare to achieve. And those in pure devotional service derive even the conception. They derive the conception of liberation. That means even they're talking about liberation, they are not bothered. You don't interest them, right? And of course, number 6, pure devotion only means to attract Krishna. So the idea of a pure devotional service you're performing is to attract Krishna. All right. So that's the thing. So then, all right, now we start from today's session. Tatrasya kleshagnatvam kleshastu papam tat bijam avidya cheti avidya cheti te trida. Right. Tatrasya kleshagnatvam. All right, there's 3 kinds of klesha. Kleshastu papam tat bijam avidya cheti te trida. What it says? Relief from material distress. Right? Tatrasya klesha. Okay. So how to get relief from material distress? Okay. Is it recording? Yeah. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord says that one should surrender unto him. Again, in Bhagavad Gita, all right, the Lord says one should surrender unto him. First thing, number 1. And what is number 2? Giving up all other engagement. First, surrender. Second, giving up all other engagement. The Lord also gives his word. He also gives his word. That means he gives promises. Word that they promises that he will protect surrendered souls from the reaction of sinful activities. Sarva dharman parityaja mam ekam sharanam vraja. All right. So that means he will relieve them from all sinful activities. All right. So that means, in other words, if I want to become liberated from sinful activity, is it my own effort or is it by the mercy of the Lord? You know, when we are sitting here, in this material condition of life, we have full of defect. Right? We have full of defect. Okay, we have so much of defect. In this defective condition, how am I supposed to remain pure? Right? In this defective progressing, all right? So in 1866, Krishna says that very nicely. Sarva dharman parityaja mam ekam sharanam raja. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo. Aham tvam. All right? That means just by surrendering unto that, aham, me, sarva papebhyo, all varieties of sin. Then after that, moksha ishmami ma shuchaha. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reaction. And after they say, do not fear. So do not fear means, what does that mean? So it means Krishna is giving assurance that he will protect you. So in this material condition of life, how am I not to get polluted? How? Right? Suddenly, say a devotee who should not speak lie. Suddenly a situation happened. Right? Huh? Say suddenly when you are driving, suddenly you're on the phone, suddenly policeman catch you. And what do? You just drop the phone. Boop, the phone go under your seat. And the policeman said, why did you speak over the phone? Phone? Where I got phone? I simply put my hand like this. Because I did that. Kenapa? No, I was just putting my kepala sakit lah. Saya letak macam ni. Mana telefon? Saya tak bawa. I forgot to bring my phone. Then he looked around and everything. He said, what's your number? He just called. Because it's silent mode, it didn't ring. Oh, didn't ring, huh? Didn't ring. Oh, okay. So I told a lie. So that means in this kind of environment, how am I? So in this kind of, when we are staying in this kind of polluted environment, how to remain pure? It cannot be by our own effort. But Krishna says he will protect you. And of course, then he says he will surrender soul from the reaction of sinful activities. If there's any sinful activity like prarabdha karma, aprarabdha. So all the things that you're going to suffer, the consequences, you will never have reaction from the sinful activities. So what you should do? Surrender unto him. First thing, surrender to him. Second, giving up all other engagement. That's why in Bhakti Loka, we have discussed so many times. When you're doing one job, keep to that one job. Don't do something extra. You know, like sometimes you go do 8 to 5, then after that you become an insurance agent, you do some insurance part-time, you do some MLM business part-time. No, don't do that. Remain your 8 to 5. And try to set your life within that period. 8 to 5, the income, how much you get. Keep your lifestyle within that period. Don't over-endeavor. Keep it simple. Right? So we are not trying to prove anything to anyone, to show our opulence and everything. Just keep it simple. Keep your simple within your salary, the gap. And in that situation, after you come back from home, engage in Hari Bhajan, Krishna Katha. Always engage in sadhana bhakti. So by doing that, so that means you are just doing the job just to sustain your family. Then after that, 8 hours of job. Then after that, the balance hours, you are engaging. All right. So that means giving up all other engagement. And Krishna gives his word, he will protect the surrendered souls from the reaction of sinful activities. So Sri Rupa Goswami says that the distress from sinful activities, all right, are due to both in the sins themselves and the sins committed in our past lives. All right. So that means all the distress that we are suffering. Okay. Example, today you are feeling sick. Why? Because yesterday you had something not so good. Yesterday you go to one place, you know, you go and eat some tom yum and with chili padi, with ketchup and grinded chili. And it was such a great delight for you. You ate it so nicely, so spicy. After you come back home, you start to feel your stomach burning. And today, your stomach burning so terribly and you're suffering. So that means there is a reaction of yesterday's action. Similarly, all the reactions that we are suffering now, the look and everything, it is all because of the reaction from our past misdeed. All right. So generally one commits sinful activities. So now what Prabhupada is explaining, that one commits sinful activity, right? Seriously, due to ignorance, because they don't know. Like for instance, eating meat is not allowed. Eating meat is not allowed. There's no such thing that there's no way that you can generalize or to say that I need protein, I need this. It is not allowed, means it's not allowed. Eating meat, fish, egg, you know, all kind of animal-based product, which is prohibited for human consumption because it's meant for another animal to eat among themselves. But we are entering into the habitat. We are disturbing their habitat and we are entering and we are starting to eat them until they start to eat snail, caterpillar, all kind of abominable food, nonsense they're eating. All right. But all these out of ignorance. So that means out of ignorance means can it be forgiven? No. So it's committed sin. And because of ignorance, because they are avidya, the word avidya I just highlighted on top. Klesha tu papam tat bijam avidya. Avidya means ignorance. All right? No knowledge. Vidya means knowledge. Means no knowledge. So all that ignorance. So we cannot say, oh, I am an innocent, no such thing. No such thing. Even a child innocently touch a lamp of fire, it will still burn. All right. The child cannot say, oh, no, this is not that, just so no, it will burn. I remember when my son was around 2 years old, right? We went to a museum and there was a spotlight. My son said, what's the spotlight? He went and touched until it melted his, his nails. His nails were melted, that hot. And he was screaming in pain. That's when I remembered this verse, right? I say, oh, that means it's not necessary that even a child won't touches the thing, it doesn't, it burns, right? So it's like that. So all this due to ignorance. But now Prabhupada, now the translation says, but ignorance is no excuse for evading the reaction, which is sinful activities. All right. So if it's not allowed to eat, no. If you're not allowed to consume alcohol, no. That's it. Capital N-O. There's no compromise to that. Tatra papam aprarabdam bhavet papam prarabdam cheti tadvidda aprarabdam, and second is prarabdam. Aprarabdam means fructified. Prarabdam means in the seed form. So sinful activities are got two kinds. Okay, number one is matured and the number two is not matured. Okay, the sinful activities which are the sinful activities which we are suffering at present moment are called matured. A matured thing or aprarabdam. Right? The many sinful activities thought, there are many sinful activities thought within us which is have not yet suffered, are considered immature. Right? The example I gave yesterday, you are going to the nursery to buy some seed. Say you are going to nursery and buy some marigold seed or some vegetable seed because you see I got some land, I want to cultivate, I want to plant some vegetable. So you take the seed is in the plastic, you bring the seed to come back home. That is called prarabdam. Then you take one or two seed and plant it on the soil, it start to grow, we call aprarabdam. So it's already grown. So now we are suffering when the seed is grown, but there is still a lot of seeds are kept in our warehouse. Okay, we got a big warehouse of sin, past sin karma. It's waiting to be planted and you're going to suffer the consequences. You can't escape from that situation. For example, a man may have committed criminal act, but not yet been arrested. Now, as soon as detected, arrest is awaiting him. Similarly, for some of our sinful activity, we are awaiting distress. We are awaiting distress in the future, right? So that means, in other words, all right. So now we are trying to all the future. There is one thing guaranteed: suffering is guaranteed in the future because all the prarabdha karma is going to fructify sooner or later, right? So distress in the future, and for others which are mature, we are suffering at the present moment. So all the sufferings that you're going through, right? Broken heart, frustration, disease, all kind of things. All our children are not acting on us, having trouble with our spouse. All these things is all because of our prarabdha karma. We are enjoying and we are suffering because of our good or bad deed that we have done in our previous life. In this way, there is a chain of sinful activities. So it's a chain of sinful activities, and of course, they are concomitant distress, and they are allowed distress. The distress that follows the chain of sinful activities. And the conditioned soul is suffering life after life due to these sins. He is suffering in the present life as the result of the sinful activities from his past life. And he is meanwhile creating. But why is suffering? He's also going on creating further suffering for his future life. That's why sometimes sometimes the people will be telling, looks like non-devotees are more, they are more better people. Sometimes we get frustrated with devotees. Look at that non-devotees. Karmi seems to have better attitude. The karmis are even better than the devotees. They still have mercy. Despite they eat beef, they eat mutton, they eat all kind of abominable, they drink alcohol and everything, looks like they are more merciful than the devotees. But this devotee follow the 4 regulative principle, chanting 16 rounds, waking up for Mangalati, and look at his attitude. Terrible. All right? So we cannot generalize like that. We must understand one thing. The people who are consuming all this kind of living abominable life, it is they are preparing for their future suffering. We cannot generalize. Maybe few births before they might be a good person. They are enjoying the good deeds, good character. Right? While they are suffering, everyone suffering their consequences accordingly. All right? So all the things are suffering the consequences accordingly. And while they are suffering, they might have some good character, good behavior. Okay? Good character, they might be very pious also. But still, their life is sinful. So all the sins they are accumulating today is for the future harvest. But the devotee who became a devotee, despite giving up all their what they call this thing, all whatever character, they became a devotee, they understand their constitutional position, they become a devotee. Then after they become a devotee, they still have this kind of bad character. Why? Because they are suffering from the plant that has been matured, the fructified. So even though all that past karma all has been deleted, but his future, that means today he's suffering from the fruit that they are bearing fruit, the plant that has already grown and is producing fruit. That's when the bad character comes in. But surprisingly, if you look at it, all right, like some devotees that you can compare, you can ask those devotees, like I've been in this movement for 31 years. I have seen a devotee who are so passionate and so distinct, but somehow or other, eventually they become sober, they become humble. Right? The devotees can never be arrogant rest of their life. Please understand this one thing. A devotee who have surrendered their life for Krishna, they can never remain arrogant, pride, deceit, mad, crazy forever. Until one day they will, after getting rid of all their aprarabdha karma that's fructified, or you call it kutta karma, that is, they are suffering the consequences. After getting rid of all that, after the plant grows, bear fruit, and the plant will die. When the plant dies, they're supposed to take another seed from that previous seed and plant for your future suffering. But that thing all destroyed already. So that's when the devotee becomes sober, the devotee become humble, the devotee, they start to show their pure devotional service attitude. That's why a devotee must be under the association of another devotee. If they can get a chance of associating with pure devotees, it's very fortunate. But if not, at least associate with devotees. The devotee must go on taking siksha, taking instruction. It's not to say I'm 30 years old devotee, so I know everything. No such thing. They have to go on learning. They learn. And how they learn from? They don't learn from someone who are, hey, I'm 31 years senior. And you are only so much junior to me. 10 years old devotee, 20 years old devotee. All right? So how am I supposed to, what they call, follow your footstep? How am I supposed to do? You are such a junior devotee and I am so senior. How am I supposed to listen to you? No, that's not the way. The seniority and the junior, it is all based, who will see that? All right. When you look at it, those who are in the Shudra mentality, Shudra, the 4th class, they are the one compare each other by the seniority and junior, by age. I'm senior to you, I'm junior to you. That's the thing. The Vaishya, they compare each other by the amount of wealth they have. I'm richer than you, so I'm better than you. I'm higher than you. The Kshatriya, they compare themselves by the strength and warrior. And among the, of course, they live to have all that cut around the face. How many war they have faced and how this thing. And number four, the one who have what they call the Brahmana, they compare each other by their scholarship. How much intelligent I have. So I am more intelligent, that means I'm superior to you, something like that. So now, when we are all want to transcend the Sudrahood, Vaishyahood, and Kshatriyahood, and we are trying to go into Brahmanical qualities. The Brahmanical qualities means what? The quality that conducive in practicing sadhana bhakti. In that sadhana bhakti, so what we supposed to do, it doesn't matter, even a small child can come to that better conclusion to guide you. You should surrender at him and make him a Siksha Guru. Because when it comes to devotional service, we do not compare each other by the age or by the years in the movement. See, like the classes that I'm attending, Bhakti Sastri classes, with America, Bhakti ISKCON, Bhakti Mahavidyalaya, North America. Right? There's two Matajis are giving class. They are amazing. Amazing. Their scholarship is superb. Right? That day I just read through about them. They became a devotee in 2009. And they accepted initiation in 2015. Right? 2015. And today they are giving a fantastic conclusion. I cannot go and say, hey, I'm very much senior to you, I'm very much senior to you. I mean, what are you talking? Oh, I don't have, I should have had that ego. Hey, these juniors are talking like that. I don't listen to them. That's all very bad. So, like that. So we have to understand. So in order to avoid that, so one, we are by this, the devotee who sometimes have bad character and everything, eventually they become sober. And once they become sober, they should go on listening, surrender, because we are Siksha movement. You have to go on accepting Siksha. All right. After one guru, then if the guru is no longer, then go to the next guru, taking Siksha. Because Diksha is only from one guru. Siksha you can take from many people. Siksha, that means taking instruction. Even the person who are giving instruction very much younger to you by age or very much junior to you in devotional service, that doesn't matter. All right? Because that's where the thing. So we have to go on doing it. If not, we will drown in horizon. So mature sinful activities are exhibited if one is suffering from the chronic disease. All right. So mature sinful activity, that means sometimes we see the mature sinful. That means we see the one of the sinful activity is mature. How we can see is exhibited if one is suffering from chronic disease, some chronic disease, like the diabetic, hypertension, and all these some cancer, all kind of varieties, horrible disease. All right. This is the thing. And of course, when he's suffering from some legal implication, wow, right? Legal implication, declare bankrupt, go to the jail, court case, and all these kind of things. If one is born into a low and degraded family, right? Say sometimes born in a low caste family, or maybe they born in the family of what they call aborigine, right? Like Amazon, Orang Asli, and all these kind of things, aborigines, right? Degraded. Or if one is uneducated, even how much you try to teach him, he doesn't want to, he cannot say, it's like, see, uneducated, or sometimes very ugly. Very, very ugly, right? Sometimes we can see people who like look so gory. So these are the people that we understand that their sin has been fructified. Now, as a devotee, what we supposed to do when we see someone suffering from a chronic disease? That fellow sin matured. Sometimes some fellows will go into that, some devotees will sometimes get stuck with this kind of legal stuff, getting to the court case, getting arrested, going to jail and all these, this thing. Or sometimes they're born in a very low caste, we can low caste, outcast. The fellow born in outcast, look at them, they're all outcast, because they have matured karma. Oh, look at the fellow not educated, because it's bad karma, he's cannot educate. And look at the person extremely ugly. Sometimes you go to that certain part of Africa, whatever, oh my God, look at them. Please, this is only for our own nourishment. We are studying this for our own nourishment and realization. we are want to realize things, all right? How does that karma, when fructify, what are the consequences? Please do not identify others. When you see someone who have that, it has to be understood within your heart. Maybe some karma is fructified. And you should show your mercy to them, to tell them, well, come and accept Krishna conscious. Take it. All right? So like that. And not to say, not to do dosa kirtan. Oh, look at the devotee. He's so ugly, right? Very ugly, right? Because the flow is that. So please, don't do dosa kirtan. When we are so much imperfect in ourselves, we have no right to identify or to analyze other people's look or behavior. We have no right because we are still imperfect. Even perfected devotees don't do that. Srila Prabhupada never did that. He went to them. Imagine if one day if you don't wash your socks and how smelly. And Prabhupada's small courtyard, all the hippies came, didn't even bathe, with long hair, messy. They don't even brush their teeth. They came back after a hangover. After they take the drug at night, they came over and they didn't wash their socks they didn't even bathe for months. And do you think they washed their socks? Because they all never opened their socks. Even if they opened the socks and they all wear leather shoes. Imagine how stench smell should be in that room. Extremely smelly. Prabhupada never see that. Prabhupada never see you all are bloody hippies. Go and wash yourself, bathe and come. He never said that. He accepted everyone. Right? So, even though that means all this thing happening to them because of their bad karma, they born in that country, they eat beef, they eat it. Okay. But we have no right to look at it. All the acharyas never looked at that. But when we see them, even we have a little sukriti. Even we have a little mercy. A little mercy. That's why we are in devotional service. We are chanting Hare Krishna mantra. We are reading this nectar of devotion. We are reading Bhagavad Gita. Because we are little sukriti. Even when you have little sukriti, don't be, don't keep it within you like a miser. Or what they call, stingy. Don't be very stingy. Give your mercy to others. Go and tell them, you must chant Hare Krishna. And talk to them why you should chant Hare Krishna. Give your own testimony. When I chant Hare Krishna, I feel good. Oh, but do I need to be vegetarian? All that don't care. You want to be a vegetarian? No, doesn't matter. Now we are talking about emergency. When the person is met an accident, is in emergency, first thing they have to do the first aid to stable that person. Right? They just give them morphine. Morphine is supposed to be like very dangerous drug. They just give morphine to reduce the pain, sedate the guy, and repair his body nicely. Then only talk later. Save life first. Others, we talk later. Similarly, take Hare Krishna mantra. I cannot chant. Oh, I eat beef. Doesn't matter. I drink alcohol. Doesn't matter. Oh, I do this. I'm a womanizer. I'm a prostitute. Doesn't matter at all. Just chant Hare Krishna. That's it. And keep a Bhagavad Gita. Read this book manual. This is a scientific book. Will explain to you why are you in this situation. Do you like your situation? Are you very happy with your situation? No. And do you know how to come out of it? Yes. Do you ever read any motivational book, Think and Grow Rich, and awaken the giant within all this? Yes, I heard about it. All that are bogus. All that nonsense. It doesn't save you. It's just a word jugglery by the author, simply to make some extra money. All right. So let me tell you the book that's spoken 5,000 years ago, ancient epic, and that message is valid till today. And that book has transformed more than 500 million people. More than 500 million books has been distributed all over the world in 70 over languages. It's a best-selling, and even that is the book that is kept in Harvard and Oxford in the study of Indology. Can I get that book for you? Yes. Do you really want to change? Say, don't think how the thing will happen. Just read that book and you think about it. Then get back to me. Give that Bhagavad Gita to him. All right? Then halfway go and see him. How do you feel? Very good. All right. Now I add on something. All right. Now I'm giving you the first distinct. Now reading itself. Now, do you want to receive a mantra that's going to give you so much of happiness? Mantra? What mantra? The Hare Krishna mantra. Now, okay, just keep the beats to them and say chant. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. I don't feel anything. Just say it. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. I don't feel it anything. You are feeling it, but your mind cannot filter that. Your mind is not giving you that. Actually, you are feeling the taste, right? Sometimes when your tongue is numb, when the what they call when say like juice is sweet, you drink. Hey, how come no sweet? Say sometimes when the food there's enough salt when you eat. Hey, how come the food there's no salt? Because sometimes the tongue is numb. So your tongue is numb now. Just go on saying. Then after that, even you have little sugar, go and save people. And Krishna says in 1867, 68, they say, around 1868, he says, the one who preaches the message of Bhagavad Gita, they are very, very, very dear to your little sukriti will start to increase. So when we see these kind of people, we do not underestimate them or we do not find any fault in them. Why I'm telling you this in front itself, so as we go on in Nectar of Devotion, there will be some kind of feeling will come that you are doing comparison studies. When you only can do comparison study if you are expert. If you're not expert, your comparison can go wrong. That can go into dosa kirtan, and the dosa kirtan can go into aparat. Remember the 10 aparat that we have studied in Nectar of Harinam Chintamani, and that aparat will pull you down. All right, when you're supposed to go and achieve your success, it's going to pull you down into, it's not going to achieve anything. All right, even Nama Bas still okay. Chanting offensively still okay. Chanting without concentration still okay. But offending a devotee, you are pulling your seed of bhakti from the root. Bhakti Lata Beach, all right? It's like a mad elephant enters a garden, destroys everything. So you have to be very careful. We have to always check and balance. Keep your journal with you every day. Write your journal. If accidentally, if you make a mistake, next day, you go and offer your obeisances and ask forgiveness. There are many results of past sinful activities which we are suffering at the present moment, and we may be suffering in the future due to our present sinful activities. Tatra aprarabdha haratvam yata egadashe. Egadashe means 11. Yatakni shushamiddarchi karoti edangchi bashmasat. Tata mat visaya bhaktir uddavainangchi kritsnasya. But all this reaction of sinful deeds. Now, please underline the statement in your book, right? What Prabhupada is saying, what the translation of this on, okay? What is 1120? Can anyone tell me what is 1120? What is 1120 means? What does this mean? Hare Krishna. Can anyone tell me what is 1120?
Bhagavatam.
Huh?
Bhagavatam.
No. Yesterday I explained that.
One is Eastern Ocean.
Eastern Ocean, yes.
Um,
The second one is what?
20 is the worst. The second one, I cannot recall.
First
Second
wave.
one is first wave. Exactly, first wave. And 20 is 20.
20th verse.
Yes. Good. So this is Srimad Bhagavatam. All right. Tatra aprarabdha hatavam yata ekadasi. That means 11th canto, chapter 14, text 19. Okay, but this is 120 means it is the, oh my God. All right. That means it means that it is the first wave. It is the first wave. Eastern wave, first Eastern Ocean, first wave, text 20. So let's see what it says here. But all this reaction of sinful deeds can immediately be stopped. Look at that word. Please underline the statement in your book. Can immediately be stopped. All right, can immediately be stopped. And what is that? The reaction, right? The reaction can stop, can immediately be stopped. When? If we take to Krishna consciousness. So once if we take to Krishna consciousness, all our reactions and everything can be stopped. But of course, we also study, there are two types of devotee, favorable and unfavorable. So now check yourself. Are you a favorable devotee or unfavorable devotee? So anyway, it can be stopped. As evidence for this, what is the evidence? Krishna, only because we have already said, as evidence of this, Rupa Goswami quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 14th chapter, verse 19. Right? And that's the thing. Tatra means where you got from. Apararabdha haratvam yata egadas. That means from the 11th this thing. So he says 11th canto, 14th chapter, verse 19. Right? This verse is a connection with Lord Krishna's instruction to Uddhava. Uddhava is he looks like Krishna. He's very close to Krishna. And Krishna will be explaining pure devotional service to Uddhava. And of course, he tells Uddhava to go to Vrindavan and pacify the gopis because they're going to commit suicide anytime. Right? Then after the 11th canto, then 12th canto will be the description of Kali Yuga. Then start Chaitanya Charitamrita. What is the pure devotional service Krishna explained will be elaborated in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Anyway, now, so it says that, my dear Uddhava, devotional service unto me, please underline, is just like a blazing fire. Right? It's just like a blazing fire. Devotional service unto me is just like a blazing fire, not an ordinary fire. It is the fire that cannot be stopped. The fire from the forest, like the forest fire. Which can burn into ashes. It can burn into ashes. What? Unlimited fuel supplied to it. Right? So, that means, my dear Uddhava, devotional service unto me is just like a blazing, it's just like a blazing fire, which can burn into ashes. Burn into ashes of what? Unlimited fuel supplied to it. Even how much fuel that you supply to the blazing fire, it will turn into ash. Example, when you say, like example, we are doing yagya, we are doing fire sacrifice. Doesn't matter how much wood you put inside, fuel. The wood, food also called fuel. You put wood, it burn into ash. You put again, it burn into ash. You can cut all the trees in the world and put into the fire, it will turn into ash. So some say, it is just devotional service, just like a blazing fire. In that blazing fire, when we are performing devotional service, all our karma, prarabdha karma, kutta karma, sanchita karma, all will burn into ashes. It is just like a fuel that's supplied to that fire. The purpose is that the blazing fire can burn any amount of fuel to ashes. It can burn any amount of fuel, like wood and all these things. So devotional service to the Lord in Krishna consciousness. Okay, what is Krishna consciousness? Can anyone tell me? What is Krishna consciousness?
Devotional service.
No. Yes, devotional service. What devotional service?
Pure devotional service.
Pure devotional service. Yes. Krishna consciousness means pure devotional service. So that means devotional service to the Lord in Krishna consciousness, or in other words, in pure devotion. What it can do? It can burn up all the fuel of sinful activities. All the fuel. Now mark this word. What Prabhupada says, all can burn up all the fuel. All the fuel. Right? All, wrong thing. All right? It can burn up what? It can burn up all the fuel of sinful activities. So it doesn't matter. It can burn up all the fuel in sinful activities. For example, in the Gita, Arjuna thought of fighting. Right? Prabhupada giving an example, like in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna thought that fighting was sinful activity. Right? In Gita, right? Arjuna says, I don't want to fight, sinful activity. But Krishna engaged him on the battlefield. He said, now you do it as my service, under his order. And so by fighting became devotional service. Therefore, Arjuna was not subjected to any sinful reaction. All right. So now it's 10 o'clock. Shall we just take a short break? Okay. We take a short break, say 1-2 minutes, then we continue. Hare Krishna. Okay, let's continue. So now let's look at that. All right. So now again, there's another quote from Srimad Bhagavatam. And let's look at the quote here. Canto 3, chapter 33, text 6. And it's quoted in, re-quoted by Rupa Goswami in Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, first wave, first ocean, Eastern Ocean, first wave, text 21. All right. Let's look at this. Prarabdha haratvam yata tritye yannamadiye shravana nukirtanat yat pravanat yat smaranat api kvachit Svadopi sadhya savanaya kalpate kutas punate bhagavanu darshanat. So what it says in this verse, Rupa Goswami quotes another verse from third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 33rd chapter and verse 6, in which Devahuti addresses her son, Kapila Dev. All right, Devahuti, Kapila Dev is the Krishna, Bhagavan, and teaching the mother. Okay, you can, the book, there's a title, there's a separate book on this. Okay, the teachings of Lord Kapila to Mother Devahuti. Okay, says, my dear Lord, the mother is addressing the son. My dear Lord, there are 9 different kinds of devotional service. All right. And where it starts from? Beginning from hearing and chanting. Anyone who hears about your pastime, that means anyone, it's mentioned here. Anyone. All right. Anyone who hears about your pastime, doesn't matter what is your qualification, anyone. All right. Who hears about your pastime, who hears about your pastime, and who chants about your glories, who offers you obeisances, who thinks of you, and in this way execute any of the 9 kinds, devotional service. All right. The word that we have to highlight here is execute any of these 9 kinds. That means there are so many kinds that if they can execute any one of these, any of the 9 kinds of devotional service, even okay, even if he's born in the family of dog eater, all right, dog eater means Chandala, that means the lowest grade of mankind. Even they can be born into the lowest grade of mankind, all right, they can become immediately qualified to perform sacrifice. What is a sacrifice means? That means to become a Brahmana. Brahmana who do the Vedic sacrifice, he can immediately, that means what? The word that this thing is, right? That means he immediately, the word, immediately he can become qualified, okay, to perform sacrifice. As such, how is it possible that anyone actually engage in devotional service in full Krishna consciousness has not become purified? It is not possible. Oops. Okay. It is not possible. The word that we should highlight. It is not possible. Okay. It's not possible. One who engaged in Krishna consciousness. One who engaged in Krishna consciousness. What is Krishna consciousness? Pure devotional service. And devotional service has, without doubt, those who engage in Krishna consciousness and devotional service has, without doubt, he has become freed from contamination of material sinful activities. He has become released, freed. Okay. Devotional service, therefore, has the power to actually nullify all kinds of reaction. So only devotional service has that power to nullify. All right, to get rid of all kinds of reaction of sinful deeds. What is sinful deed means? The activities that we have performed before. Okay. Now, the devotee is nevertheless always alert. He always alert then not to commit any sinful activities. So once they become a devotee, we are so alert not to commit any more sinful activities. This is his specific qualification as a devotee. So now we understand what is that specific qualification of the devotee. Okay, underline this statement. If you have a book, please write it down. What is that specific quality of a devotee? A specific quality of a devotee that he is always alert, is always aware that he does not commit any further sinful activities. Okay. the specific qualification of a devotee that he is always alert, that he doesn't perform any further sinful activities. You got it? The Srimad Bhagavatam states that by performing devotional service, a person who is born even in the family of dog eater may become eligible to take part, perform a ritualistic ceremony recommended in the Vedas. All right? Okay, now, Durjatir eva savanayogyatve karanam matam durjatyarambakam papam yatsyat prarabdam evatat. So this is from 1:122. So now, who quote this thing? This is spoken by Rupa Goswami. Just now, when you see all is quoted by Bhagavatam, quoted from Bhagavatam, because Kutunai study all the Vedas. So he's quoting all from Bhagavatam, right? So now, when you see there's no quotation, it is quoted by Srila Rupa Goswami himself. Even he says, Durjatir eva savanayogyatve karanam matam durjatyarambakam papam. Papam means sin. Yat syat prarabdam evatat. He says, it is implicit in the statement that a person who born in the family of a dog eater does not generally not fit to perform yagya or sacrifice, the fire sacrifice, yagam. The priestly caste is in charge of performing this ritualistic ceremony. Only the priest, Brahmana, those who born in that Brahmana family is the one who's supposed to do this kind of ritualist ceremonies, which is recommended in the Vedas. Is called the Brahmana order. Unless one is a Brahmana, that means unless one is a Brahmana, until the person is not a Brahmana, he cannot perform this ceremony. You got it? Until a person is a Brahmana, he cannot perform this kind of fire sacrifice. A person born in Brahmana family, now Rupa Goswami is saying, a person born in Brahmana family or in a family of a dog eater. All right, the person has two consequences. One is born in a family of a Brahmana or in the family of a dog eater, Chandala. All these due to his past activities. We have studied just now. A person born in a low family, low caste is because of his past activity. All right, and a person born in a very high class because of also his past activity. All right. So now, if a person born in a family of a dog eater, it means that his past sinful activities are all sinful. All is, that means we understand. That means past activity, he was very sinful. But, Rupa Goswami said, but, even if such a person takes to the path of devotional service, when even that person takes to the path of devotional service and begins to chant the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, he is at once fit to perform ritualistic ceremonies. This means that his sinful reaction has become immediately neutralized. Right? So, when a person starts to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, he immediately qualifies. Okay? That means he's already in a candidate. So, you go on first, you chant Hare Krishna, okay, you're already done. Then after that, you go further. You go further. Then you chant 16 rounds. Then go further. Suddenly you start to get higher taste. Then go further. All the sinful activities given up. Go further. You take a shelter of a spiritual master. Go further. You accept an initiation from spiritual master. Go further. Then you start to perform pure devotional service. You perfect it in your chanting and sadhana. Go further. You accept Brahmin Diksha from your spiritual master. Then go further. Then you can perform deity worship and perform the fire sacrifice. And now you're no longer a Chandala. No, you're no longer a low caste. You are Brahmana. And you go further, then you even above that Brahmana, you become Vaishnava. Right? Vaishnava means you become a pure devotee of the Lord. Right? So that's the thing. So that means this is that all at once. That means advance means what? Oh, I chant Hare Krishna. Can I do fire sacrifice? No. You are already qualified to enter the school of Brahmana. Example, right? Okay, what is the entrance qualification to go into this university? Entrance qualification to enter into the University of Brahmanical culture. First chant Hare Krishna. Are you chanting? How many? Once. Okay, you're done. You're qualified. How many rounds do you chant? Not one round. I don't chant 108 rounds, 108 times. I only chant once. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, I'm done for the day. Next day I wake up. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Done. That's it. Even that once, you are already passed your entrance exam. All right? Looks like you can join the school of Brahmana. Then you come to the school of Brahmana, then you start to associate with devotees. When you start to associate with devotees, then what do you do with devotees? You do bhajana kriya. When you do bhajana kriya, all your unwanted nonsense start to leave your body. Anartha nivritti. Anartha. Anartha means inauspicious. Nivritti means out. Anartha nivritti. Then you come to nishta. Then you get ruchi. Then once you get ruchi, you become nishta. You become steady. Then like that, you go on until you go to bhava. Then from bhava, you become prema. Then you become a pure devotee. And you go straight back home, back to Godhead. One-way ticket to Goloka Vrindavan. Then next, Rupa Goswami is quoting from Padma Purana Cha. So that means now he's quoting from Padma Purana. Padma Purana is the Purana that is the mode of good, that is spoken by Lord Shiva to Mother Parvati. So now when we go through this book, you start to understand. Lot of quotes are quoted from Padma Purana and Skanda Purana. So Padma Purana is by Lord Shiva, spoken to Mother Parvati. Skanda Purana is spoken by Lord Kartikeya Murugan. The instruction in Skanda Purana. Skanda Purana is the biggest Purana. So you see a lot of quotes are quoted from there. So now Rupa Goswami is quoting verse 23 from Padma Purana. What he says? Aprarabdha palang papam Putam bijam palonmukam kramenaiva praliyeta Vishnu bhakti ratatmanam. Aprarabdha palam, the sinful action that is fructified. Then papam kutam, right? The sinful action kutam bijam. That means the suffering. Kutam means it's already fructified. Palonmukam, palan. Palan means the benefit of good or bad. Krame naiva. All varieties of karma. Krame naiva. Praliyeta. Destroyed by Vishnu Bhakti Ratatmanam. It is stated in Padma Purana that there are 4 kinds of effects due to sinful activities. 4 kinds of sin. Right? The first is the effect that not yet fructified. Prarabdha. The effect which is lying as a seed. And number 3, the effect that which is already matured. Okay, prarabdha. Then number 4, the effect that is almost matured. Kutta. It is stated that all these 4 effects become immediately vanquished. All these 4 effects immediately vanquished. Vanquished means what? Totally destroyed. Put a bomb and destroy everything. You can't find anything. You can't find any debris. Vanquished. All right. All these effects become immediately vanquished for those who have surrendered unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, and become engaged in his devotional service in full Krishna consciousness. So, Vishnu Bhakti Ratatmanam. Right? All these things are immediately vanquished. Those effects described is almost mature. Now we say those effects that describe as almost matured or refer to the distress from which one is suffering at present, and the effect of lying as seed, the effects, are in the core of the heart. Everything is in the core of the heart, where there is a certain stocks of sinful desires which are like the seeds. So when we start to have some kind of sinful desire, so that sinful desire is because there is in the seed form. All right. So suddenly I feel like eating meat. So the desire for eating meat, the seed will be taken and planted. and you become a meatarian. Not fruitarian, not vegetarian, but meatarian. Right? Suddenly you feel like you want to be a womanizer. You take the seed and then you become a womanizer. So something like that, right? So the Sanskrit word kutam means which they are already produced the seed. Right? That means almost ready to produce the seed. Kutam. Kutam means it's already produced the seed or the effect of the seed. The effect of the seed. Kutam. An immature effect. Effect refers to case where seedling has not begun. So immature effect means they refer to the seed that has not begun. So all the suffering that we are going through now is because of kutta. Kuttam is already it start to ready to produce the seed. That means effect of the seed. All right. So now kuttam, then immature effect, that is seedling has not begun. From this statement of Padma Purana, it is understood that the material contamination is very subtle. The contamination is so subtle, sometimes we don't even feel it. In beginning, it's fruitation and results. I mean, start is with the fruitation and results and how one suffers such result in form of distress as a part and a great chain. So all these are all like a chain. Finish this, go to the next. Okay. When one catches some disease, it is often very difficult to ascertain the cause of the disease, where it originated, and how it is maturing. Nobody knows. The suffering of a disease, however, does not appear all of a sudden. Right? We have seen, right? People are so healthy, so good, nothing happened to them. Suddenly one day they go for a blood check. They start to see, hey, looks like your cancer marking is high. Huh? Then after that, they go to the specific, then they check, are you having this, are you having that? No, I'm all fine, all fine, all fine. Right? Then suddenly you see your bowel doesn't look good. Then you go check, oh my God, your cancer marking is high and looks like you got a colon cancer, because colon cancer can never be detected. Huh? Then we're from, really, where it came from? Don't know. Where, how it came? How the thing grew? Don't know. It just appeared all of a sudden, right? So the suffering of disease, however, does not appear all of a sudden, means it is something that maturing. All right, it doesn't appear all of a sudden. That means it's maturing inside there, it is increasing, right? It actually takes time, right? And in the medical field, the precaution's sake, the doctor injects vaccination. Okay. So sometimes just for the precaution, the doctor injects what? Vaccination, like COVID vaccine that we all have taken to prevent the growing of contamination. Right? So now, the practical injection is to stop all the fructification of the seed. So that means we are taking that what they call vaccination, like COVID vaccine. We are taking that so it doesn't grow bigger. It doesn't fructify. It dies off, right? Of our sinful. That means, in other words, so practical injection is to stop all fructification of the seed of our sinful activities. Is simply, that means our vaccination is simply engagement in Krishna consciousness. Okay, you all are following me? All right, now let's go to the text 24. Text 24 is quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 2, Text 17. What it says? Bija haratvam yata shashte taistanya gani puyanti tapodana vrtadibihi nadarmajam tat hirdayam tat apishangri sevaya. So in this connection, now Sukadev Goswami, who Sukadev Goswami? Sukadev Goswami is the one who spoke in Srimad Bhagavatam. He spoke in the 6th canto Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter, 2nd chapter, verse 17, about the story of Ajamila, who began his life as a fine and beautiful Brahmana, right? The story of Ajamila. When he was young, he was a very good boy, very fine, very beautiful Brahmana. But in his young manhood, around when he becomes 20 plus, early 20s, he became wholly corrupted by prostitute. Right? The story is, he wanted to go and pluck some flower from the forest for the worship. Then he saw a low-born man is having sex with a prostitute. All right? The sex with a prostitute, that means it's something that he was not seen. But he was a married man. He is a Brahmin. He's married man. So now the question is, how can this married man was so attracted because Ajamila had a beautiful wife. He's married with beautiful wife. And yet he got carried away when seeing a prostitute. Why? Because the way that prostitute entertain, it is something which is very nasty. All right? The person do not ask the wife to act in that way because the relationship with the wife is respectful, love and respect. But with the prostitute is different. So when he start to see this kind of, what they call this crazy act, he became so fascinated. Then after that, he was meditating on that. How the prostitute do, how they did. No, just keep meditating on that. That's why nowadays you see even people are married with wife and children, still they are so addicted to pornography, porn movies, because of this, because it's all crazy things, right? So then he was meditating. Eventually the meditation fructified. Then he gave up his, his life and ran after the prostitute. Went to the brothel, then he started to join the prostitute and he started to enjoy life in a very corrupted way. It's a life by very wicked way. Because those days, they respect Brahmanas. They don't offend Brahman. When they go to the Brahmana, when they say, oh, they're scared that Brahmana will curse. So sometimes what happened, he misused his Brahmanical qualities to cheat others. Ask for alms, ask for donation. Hey, you give me 10 rupees. All right? They say, oh, somewhere they give because they don't want to offend a Brahmana. And he went and do all this kind of cheating. He go do all kind of Vedic sacrifice to cheat people so that he can have enough money so that he can maintain the prostitute. Then at the very old age, around when he was 80s, when he became so invalid, at that age, he had a young son. Can you imagine? An 80-year-old man can still produce child. How lusty he is, right? And of course, he, fortunately, he named the boy Narayan, right? So Narayan. So at that time, what happened? The Vishnu Duttas, the Yamadutas came to pluck him out from the body and take him to hell. Right? They come like a cowboy, with the road like a cowboy, and pull. So when he came and he saw that gory form of the Narayan, of the Yamadutta, he became so scared and his wicked life, what happened? He started to call upon Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. Actually, he was not calling that. He was not calling the Lord Narayana. He was calling the sun. Hey, Narayana. He was like so helplessly out of fear, screaming. When he was there, then suddenly Vishnu Duttas came and stopped Yamadutta. He stopped Yamadutta. And Yamadutta looked at Vishnu Duttas in wonder. Who are you guys? Why are you here? We came to pluck this very sinful Ajamila and take him to Yamadutta and Yamaraj and give him suffering, due suffering. We're going to take him to hell. No, he said, no, you can't do that. He said, why? Why we can't do that? You all are beautiful people. Who are you? We are Vishnu Duttas. We are from the Lord Narayana. Right? Stop taking him out. Don't you have no right to take his life out. But he's a sinful person, Yamadutta says. He have done all abominable thing. He cheated in the name of Brahmana. He lived with a prostitute. He never had proper children. He was life full of sin. No. He simply called upon name of Narayana, and the Lord is very happy. Therefore, we have to take him. Then the argument started. And both arguments started, and they became like quite confused already. What is this? They said, never mind, just hold on it. I'll go to Yamaloka and ask Yamaraj and come back to you. Then what happened? These Yamadutas go back to Yamaloka and say, what is this? Are you the most powerful one? I thought that you are the most powerful one. Huh? Then he said, why? There's a doubt about it, Yamaraj asked. I'm just paraphrasing, just to make you, I'm just making like a paraphrasing for your imagination. What do you mean? I want to take this sinful man Ajamil. Okay. Then, when I was about to take his life away, he suddenly screamed, calling upon his son's name. Okay. What the son's name? Narayana. Okay. He screamed Narayana, son Vishnu Duttas came and stopped that he cannot take him back home. Huh? Really? All right. Then what is this? I don't understand. What is this? We don't understand. A sinful man simply called the name of Narayana, and he says, he's out of all the sin. What is this, Yamaraj? Please tell us. Then Yamaraj says, now, let me tell you something. Do not approach anyone who have a tilak. Do not approach anyone who have a kantimala on the neck. Do not approach anyone who worships Tulasi in the house. And make sure do not approach anyone who chants the holy name of Krishna. You understand? Don't put me in trouble. You go. Then after the Yamaraj Rutikit, then he said, yes, what do you, my lord says that. So this Ajamila was there. He's watching two of them arguing. Can you imagine? You are holding your knife and you're looking, Yamadutas and Yamaraj, both are arguing. Yamadutas and what they call Vishnudutas arguing. When he saw both arguing, imagine, then he started to realize the mistakes he have done. Then Yamaduta says, okay, I'm not going to take him. Yamaraj says, don't take him. All right. Vishnuduta says, okay, you don't take him, I shall not take him. So both left. And after that, what happened? He realized he gave up that company of the prostitute, company, everything, he renounced everything. He went and surrendered to the Supreme Personality. He performed his bhajan. He performed his sadhana very nicely. That eventually, by the time of giving up his life, the airplane came and took him back home, back to Godhead. So that's a story that now, Rupa Goswami is putting. He says, just by calling the name of Narayana, he was saved despite so much of sin. Sukadev Goswami points out that austerity, that Sukadev Goswami, that means Sukadev Goswami who? The speaker in Srimad Bhagavatam. He points out that austerity, charity, and performance of ritualistic ceremony. Again, please remember this, right? First is austerity. That means performing all this kind of Mauna Vrata, all these kind of things. Second is doing charity. That means you go and open a hospital, open this, you think, or you're doing so much of good, suddenly Red Cross will come, or this kind of Magna, Cancer Nagara, you give some donation, this kind of charity, or performance of ritualistic ceremony. Right? Performance of ritualistic ceremony. That means what? You do this yagya, so you do this yagya and all this kind of ritualistic ceremony. For what? For why you do all this? Oh, I'm doing this yagya. All right, now my time is very bad. Now I do these prayers for the forefathers. Pitur Loka, you saw the Jadagam. Pitur Loka, your forefathers cursed you. You do this yagya to please them. Oh, you do this to please that. You do this to please that. So all for what? For counteracting sinful activities are recommended process. All these are recommended process by the Vedas. The Vedas says, if you want to counteract the sinful activities, you perform austerity, you perform vridam, you give charity, you help people, you give food, free food, give them cloth, all that you give them education, you buy for them pencil, ruler, books, on Saraswati Puja, you do all that, then perform ritualistic ceremony to all get rid of all the things. You do that, fair enough. Then after that, the Lord, this is all recommended in Vedas. It's not something which is not recommended. But, the word but, by performing them, one cannot remove. Underline that word. One cannot remove the sinful desire seed from the heart. Maybe all your karma reaction can be get rid. You go to Ganga, you bathe in Ganga, everything fair enough. Like the 40 days vrata that Ayyappan people takes, Swami Ayyappan, right? They fast for 40 days. They just do a countdown. When the 40th day is done, they immediately goes back into the sinful work, sinful life. I think I gave an example before, right? I got a friend who have, because last time I love photography, he asked me to become a photographer for his, he was taking that fire pot, Akni Chatti. So I was a photographer for Murugan or something like that. Then he was so nice, then he said, okay, now we do Idamban Puja. What does that mean? He said, then Idamban Puja means the puja, at the end of the day, after you finish that all your austerity, the last day like breaking fast. So we call upon all those people who come and help me to do this austerity. And we give a feast. I said, oh, okay, sounds new. I'm curious. I went. Went there, I got a shock. They catered the food. Everything that flies, everything that swims, everything that walk on the four legs, everything was served on the table. The mutton, varieties of mutton, varieties of chicken, varieties of eggs, varieties of what they call prawn or whatever nonsense. I said, What is this? Then one side, free flow beer. I said, what is this? No, I've already finished my 40 days vrata. Oh, I suffered. Now it's a break time. So I've called everybody to have party. And I saw the way they were eating meat and drinking. I said, come on. After 40 days restraining yourself from taking non-vegetarian, can you just go in and eat back? You don't feel like discussing. I was thinking about it, like, when the day we're going to finish. So this is what it says here. In chapter 6, 6.2.17. That you can do austerity, you can do charity, you can do all kind of rituals, everything can be done. But you can never remove the desire from the heart. One cannot remove the sinful desire. It is just like an elephant. Take a good bath, come out and take the soil and put on the heat. So as was the case of Ajamila in his youth, thus this sinful desire seed can be removed only by achieving Krishna consciousness. What is achieving Krishna consciousness? How can we understand the statement? Can anyone tell me how to understand this statement? How to understand this statement? Can anyone tell me? What does that mean? The sinful desire can be removed only by achieving Krishna consciousness. What does that mean? Come on. Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu, Nanda Devi Mataji.
Devotion
Shankar?
service, Prabhu.
Yeah, how?
First, we start chanting
Correct. But what is that? Krishna consciousness means what?
to be a pure devotee.
Oh, no, you're almost there, half correct.
Oh,
The half. Pure what?
Pure devotional service.
Pure devotional service. Remember that. Krishna consciousness means pure devotional service. So see how Prabhupada have written. The sinful desire seed can be removed only by achieving Krishna consciousness. Means the sinful desire seed can be removed only by achieving pure devotional service. All right. So is that mean that now I am what do you call? I am chanting, so all my sins are removed? What do you think? So it is a wrong idea. Sometimes we devotees take this as a wrong idea. Sometimes we sound like a Christian or the Muslims, you know. You convert to Christianity, you go to heaven. You convert to Islam, you go to heaven. Guarantee you go to heaven. No matter what nonsense you do. As long as you're a Christian, there's a heaven is there for you. Right? So we must remember this, because now, my dear Prabhus and mothers, we are studying Nectar of Devotion. That means we are going more seriously into this devotional service. It's an important thing. That's why I'm saying this word. Just by performing devotional service, chanting Hare Krishna, somehow or other, it will be just like somehow or other, there will be some sukriti, and we are achieving some kind of desire, right? We are getting rid of all this, okay? But it can never be removed completely, the sinful desire. That's why sometimes when we are, even sometimes when we are initiated, sometimes we are this, sometimes we may have that what they call that sinful desire that suddenly come into our heart. Suddenly, a devotee or practicing, suddenly they can fall from their path, they can go to some things, and of course they come back. That's why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, even my devotee is fallen, but he who must understand that is perfectly situated. And declare it boldly, O Partha, my devotee will never perish. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that very clearly. That's why in Nectar of Instruction and Bhakti Aloka, what we have read, even a person in what they call neophyte. What is the neophyte? Kanishta Adhikari. Who is Kanishta? The one who worship the Lord but misbehave to the devotees. They don't know how to respect devotees. They find fault in devotees. They quarrel with devotees. They are the troublemakers. But for them, deity is everything for them. Right? They look at the deity, they say, hey, why I brought the thing? No, he like shout at the priest over, hey, I brought a nice garland, put the garland. That means they are not behaving well. So they are called Kanishta. So that's why in Nectar of Instruction, Rupa Goswami saying, even you meet a Kanishta, respect them mentally. Don't dishonor them. Because to become a devotee is a great boon. But of course, unfortunately, you're starting as Kanishta. So when Kanishta means eventually one day you become Uttama. One day you're going to be a pure devotee. Right? Even what Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada says, anyone who chants the name of Hari even once, they are called Vaishnavas. And to offend them is an offense. So that means basically we cannot offend anyone. We cannot offend the Malays, we cannot offend the Chinese because they're already calling Hari Appa ni, Hari Kamis, Hari Appa. You know, like the few days ago, I saw one Jualan Rama. You know, there's a point of, no, Anwar came out with the Jualan Rama, the cheap thing. And they put there, you know, there's a cooking oil. Right? Cooking oil, very cheap. Then I was thinking, what is the cooking oil so cheap? I think cooking oil is 20, 30 ringgit. Now they have slashed 15 ringgit for 5 liters. Wow, so cheap. Then I saw, you know, what is that? What they call, what is that? They said that, what they call cooking oil in Malay, minyak masak, cap, rama rama. Minyak masak, cap, rama rama. So looks like we cannot offend anyone. Once we come into that conflict, that's when we see. So now how am I supposed to improve myself? All right. When can I be a pure devotee of the Lord? So the pure devotee of the Lord is also by the mercy of our spiritual master and also by Krishna. That's why I'm telling you, chanting is very important. Chanting attentively is very important. What is that chanting? You are begging Mother Srimati Radharani. Oh Mother, engage me in your service. I would like to join you. Put me somewhere in your camp. You know, there's a Radharani camp. You know, there's one camp. Put me somewhere in your camp. Even I'm willing to become the servant. I'm willing to become the maid servant to the servant of the servant of the servant. Put me somewhere. But please do not deny me. Give me that. So you beg Mother Radharani, chant Hare Krishna. So that chanting 16 rounds is a beginning. If you're chanting 1-2 rounds, it's going to take a long time. But still, it's not wasted because you already got into this Brahmanical school. But chant 16 rounds and gradually increase your chanting. Go 20, 30, 40, 50, ultimately go to your 64. 64 is a standard. So we do not feel very comfortable sitting in 16. Try to increase. And how that increase will come? When you start to have the taste. Don't fake yourself. I'm chanting 64 or just chant. Suddenly don't feel like putting down the mala, carry on chanting. Then you see, oh, that means until you're fatigued. Oh, I've done 30 rounds. Wow, not bad. Then next day, your standard is 16. But you chant, maybe you end up in 48. Then after that, okay. Then the third day, my standard is still 16. You chant, you end up 64. Then Krishna will inspire you how to do it. Right? So like that. So the pure devotee and how the sin has been removed by achieving Krishna consciousness, it is very mysterious. It is not something that we can identify on someone or quote from someone. Oh, looks like you have no. We cannot say. I cannot say that that all of you are not a pure devotee of the Lord. I am not in the position to say that. Because as what we have, the thumbprint, our look, our talk is very authentic. We have a personal relationship with Krishna. And the pure devotional service, how Krishna is pleased with you, is between you and Krishna. Ajamila being such a sinful person, you know, imagine how many times he should have had sex, how many abortions he should have done in life. He didn't look at this Ekadasi or non-Ekadasi Janmashtami or what, because so addicted to sex. How many people you have cheated? How many people you have killed? Just imagine, if you study the book, it says, he have done all kind of sin. So all kind of, just imagine all kind of sin that you can think of. Yet, at the end, simply by calling upon the name of Narayan, he was delivered. So in our opinion, a sinful man will go to hell. But in Krishna's opinion, that is his pure devotional service. That Krishna liked it. I give you another story that I've read from Skanda Purana. Right? Yeah. So Skanda Purana. There's a thief who want to rob Vishnu temple. A thief. He came through the Kollapuram. Kollapuram is the backyard. the backyard usually is very muddy and it's very, because they, the front part is clean for people to come in. So behind part where they do the abhishek, all the water going, the pit become very swampy, very dirty. So one day, this thief decided to rob the temple. So he came to the backyard, he jumped into the temple, he walked into the temple, and he saw that Vishnu's creedom, the helmet, and he took all the jewelry and started to run. When he was running, the Lord's helmet fell down, because Lord's helmet is like, if you take all the chin, you can hold it this way. But Lord's helmet, you have to hold it in a different way, awkward way, but it fell down and make a sound. Ta-da! And everybody in the temple got up. They say, oh, what is this? Robber! All start to chase. Then what he did, he dropped that creedom, the helmet, and he took the jewelry and went behind. He leaped out, jumped out, and he ran as fast as he can. He ran up to the edge of the, what they call, at the dance night, he went to the edge of the village. And he was taking his breath. Under the tree. Suddenly there was a snake, cobra, struck him. And he died. Right? Are you all following me the story? So let's analyze this. What happened? Can anyone give a comment? He died. What could be why did he die? Can anyone like to speak up? Based on the story, give me your comment. He died after the snake bite. So what is your opinion? Come on, someone speak up. Hello? Anta Devi Mataji? Vaishnava Prabhu? Charna Lakshmi Mataji? Kesavan? Yeah. Prabhu, what do you think?
I mean, snake bite, and because his time is up.
Okay, one thing we can say, all right, his time is up, so he died. Okay, that's first thing. Second, what are the other things that comes into your mind?
He was not a devotee.
Definitely he's not a devotee, he's a thief.
Yeah.
How can he be a devotee?
So it's only his time is up, his karma, and
But Prabhu, he died of abominable death. Dying of snake bite is terrible, right?
in what way it's terrible, Babu?
When the snake bites, the poison get into your system, it suspends your system. Every fiber in your body will be like in great pain. The snake bite, cobra bites a person.
But
They
even
die terribly.
it's only for about 10 minutes, 15
Doesn't
minutes.
matter. Even the 10 minutes is a great pain, right?
Yeah, Babu.
So it's abominable, yes or not?
Very, very.
So now what do you think? What do you think? He died of snake bite. Why you think he died of snake bite? Because, what is your opinion?
It's abominable sin.
Of
Yes,
Past karma.
karma.
not past karma. He just robbed a temple and running and he got bitten by the snake.
Oh, so it's a present karma which he has done it.
Present karma. No, Mataji. Any other opinion? Come on, somebody, come on with just one more person. Speak up. What do you think? What do you think, Shankar? K7? Nobody think anything? No, we're not talking aprarabdha karma and all this karma. We are talking about the fellow robbed the temple. After he robbed the temple, he ran out, he was bitten by the snake.
It's
Don't go scientific.
sinful
Ah.
activity.
Because of
Sinful activity.
or robbing the temple.
Yeah.
So he went and played with the god killed him, yes?
Yeah, sinful.
I mean, that's what we think, right? Now you
Yeah.
all become devotee, you're thinking in a very high way. I know, right? So what we can understand is he came and robbed the Vishnu temple and he took that thing, you don't play with Vishnu temple, you robbed the Vishnu temple and you got bit by the snake and he died. That is the common understanding. If anybody come and see, oh, this is the thief. பாரு கோயில கைய வச்சான் விஷ்ணு வச்சார்ல, he brought his Nagashesha, Anandashesha came and bite him and killed him, all these kind of things. But what, let's see what Purana says. After he died, after when he was about to die, Yamadutas came. When the Yamadutas came, want to take his life, suddenly Vishnu Dutas also appeared. And Yamadutas looking at Vishnu Dutta. What now? What? Why again? Why I'm seeing you again? Example, I'm just paraphrasing. Just make it a drama, like, right? Why? What is this? You have done a great seva for Vishnu. What? He just robbed the temple. You think he's did a great seva for Vishnu? Yes. Then Yamadutas like confused already. He said, I don't understand. What is this now? And you know what happened? In the temple is made of stone, granite. You know, all those days temple are all made of stone, right? Even the tiles, there's no tiles like what we have. It's all stone. The chip, when Vishnu is standing there, in front there's a stone, and the edge of the stone, it is broken. When the stone is broken, it is very sharp. It can cut your leg. Every time devotee come there, Lord Narayana is in anxiety. They all come, oh Narayana, but he'll be looking, oh, I hope nobody step on the stone, the broken stone. He was so worried that the devotees will come there and going to hurt the leg and going to cut their leg. Because, you know, when a granite stone is cut, it's as sharp as a knife, razor. But this fella, you know what he did? He came with a muddy leg. The leg is full of mud. He came in and he closed that broken chip. He closed that chip, that the place that is broken, that's very sharp, with his muddy leg he put there, the mud actually closed up the thing. So now he's done a great favor for Lord Narayana. For that seva, Lord Narayana wants him back in Vaikuntha Loka. You all understand? That is mentioned in Skanda Purana. So what we should understand from here, your devotional service to Krishna is authentic. It's very authentic. All right? We cannot make any kind of general statement. Some devotees will have reciprocation to Krishna according to his nature. Because every one of us have a different relationship with Krishna. So how are we going to achieve Krishna consciousness, pure devotional service of Krishna? So how the thing going to happen to you? We cannot interpret. The only thing that we are telling to revive that relationship, to revive, chant your Maha Mantra. And these can be accomplished very easily. It can be accomplished very easily by what? By chanting the Maha Mantra or Hare Krishna Mantra as recommended by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just do your chanting. How are you going to face Krishna? It is authentic, it's unique, it's beautiful. In other words, unless one adopts the path of devotional service, he cannot be 100% clean from all reaction of sinful activities. He cannot be clean. So, what we say, now you can come and argue with me. Well, the way I worship Krishna, I have my authentic relationship with Krishna. Sometimes we say, you know, Prabhu, you should come and engage in the... No. I have my personal relationship with Krishna. You know, I know what I'm doing. I got a deity in the house. I everyday worship in the house. You know, I always offer best boga to my deity. Is that devotional service? You say, no, according to mine, I've got this thing. So there is a standard procedure. All right? Standard procedure. Okay? Example, now you are seeing a girl, you want to attract the girl to marry you. Right? That attract the girl to marry you. How you go, what are the words you're going to say? How the girl going to look at you? How the girl going to stare at you? How are you going to stare at that girl? How your heart going to melt and how a heart going to melt? And all these things somehow or other cannot be described. Because it's a loving reciprocation. But the process of falling in love or attracting a girl, or in other words, tackling a girl to attract her to make you a wife or your girlfriend. What is that process? Send some sweet words, messages, nowadays messages, send some sweet messages, right? get her some gift. All right. On Valentine's Day or any of these days, a birthday, remember that you are the first one to wish her. Go and give her what they call a flower, rose. So all these kind of things are mentioned. All right. This is a standard way of attracting a girl to your life. But how the process of you going to fall in love, it's authentic. That can never be mentioned, can never be taught, because it's your internal feeling. Right? So, how are you going to achieve Krishna? How are you going to love Krishna is your internal feeling. But you have to take the instruction, the manual, and that instruction given by the acharyas. Number one, follow the 4 regulative principle. Make sure that you reduce your sinful act as much as you can. Number 2, in order to do that, you have to chant your Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. But when you chant alone, your mind is so like chanchala. Chanchala means monkey. They cannot sit in one place. So you don't chant alone. You chant along with devotees. So 3, association with devotees. You cannot perform bhakti as an island, one-man show. No such thing. We have to do by sangha, devotee, bhakta sangha, or by the association of a devotee. So you should be wise enough to select what kind of devotee you want to associate with. That's what we have learned in Nectar of Instruction. How to choose a devotee. Right? So now, so number 3. And now, of course, nowadays we have this kind of online classes. It's also called Bhakta Sangha. Right? Association with devotee. Even though it is illusion that you all are sitting in one place, I'm sitting in one place, but somewhere or other we are associating. But still it's okay. Right? And of course, but make sure that every Sunday you must go to the temple. Don't sit at home and think, I sit at home, I do my bhajan, I do my kirtan, is good enough. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to go. With the association of a devotee, you must worship the Lord. Bhajana Kriya, number 4. You worship, you dance, you sing. Right? I cannot say I will get married to my wife by myself. Right? I say, I don't want anybody, because you need people to celebrate with you. You need people. Why are you inviting everybody to come to your wedding and have birthday party? Why are you inviting others? Because you need people around you to celebrate. That's what Arjuna says in Bhagavad Gita. What's the point killing all my kinsmen? When I'm going to rule the country which is tainted with blood, Rattakkarai, Rattakkarayana Arsangam enakku thevai illai. Alright? It's tainted with blood. Because when I want to do something, when all my kinsmen are not with there, then what's the point? You are celebrating birthday, happy birthday to me, happy birthday to me. You cut yourself, you eat yourself, and it doesn't work that way. You need people, you need to have your near and dear, your relative, your friends to come and celebrate along with you. Similarly, the same way when you want to worship Krishna, you cannot worship and dance in front of this thing. You have to celebrate with devotees, like-minded. Doesn't matter whatever category they are. All will be singing one place, you singing one place, all will be singing and dancing. All right? With some nice live music. Then after that, somebody cooks and all will be sitting and nourishing prasadam, relishing prasadam. All has to be done in devotee sangha. If you think that you are a one-man island, it doesn't work that way. Okay? Like why I'm telling you this, like, okay, some of you are still a new devotees, are just like coming to the temple and everything. Because I'm saying this for your future benefit. Because it's quite very common in any of ISKCON temple that everybody likes to be one-man island. I got a deity at home, I worship at home, I just keep mind my own business. It doesn't work that way. Because you're all going on your way path back home, back to Godhead. And that's what they call? What do you call? Rupa Goswami also mentioned in Nectar of Instruction. Once you're okay, leave your place, go to Vrindavan. And you go to Vrindavan, do what? Sit under the tree? No. With the association of devotee, do Hari Kirtan. Do Hari Bhajan. In the association of devotee. If you go to the place of pilgrimage, you don't associate with devotees. What is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam? In the instruction of Narada Muni will be telling, not telling Vyasadeva. He said, if you go to the place of pilgrimage and don't associate with devotees, your pilgrimage is like as though it's just like a pilgrimage for the crows. You know the crow kaka. All the kaka will go together. It's a kaka yatri, not punya yatri, not tirtha yatri, kaka yatri. So association devotee is very important. So as all of you are coming up as a devotee, chanting your rounds, eventually you're going to associate with devotees. Please keep these in your mind. Write it somewhere. Keep it, write it in a board, or maybe put it and paste it on the wall. The bhajan is only with devotee Sangha association. And under the devotee association, choose the devotee. Discriminate. When you see a person with what they call with a Kanishta, Hare Krishna, just walk off. When you see a person with Madhyama, take Shiksha from him. Can you teach me something? When you see Uttama, surrender to him and become his disciple. Right? You open your heart to Madhyama Adhikari, a senior devotee who are matured. Check and balance them. Don't simply see those who are wearing tilak, those who are in the service for some time. Oh, you are a pure devotee and this and that. No. Be discriminative. Right? Choose. And how to choose? It's mentioned in Harinam Chintamani. Okay? If you want to get that reference, go back to the series that we have discussed in Harinam Chintamani, because I believe all of you have marked your book. Go back to the place that you have marked, read that. And of course, in Nectar of Devotion, that is the main topic also. How to achieve pure devotional service. Number one, you have to accept Krishna as a supreme personality, surrender to him, take up the chanting and associate with the devotee. And through that bhajana kriya, that's when all the other process will start. Anartha nivirti, ruchi, nishta, all will start. Don't be an island. Don't be a one-man show or island, right? So with that, we end the session today. So today we had a nice discussion. So please mark your book where we stop so that next week, Monday, we can continue from here by performing Vedic ritualistic ceremony. Okay, because this is going to be very important. What about this? Page 7. We're going to start page 7, first paragraph. Okay. Hare Krishna. So everyone okay? Because the class is quite heavy today. Or is it tolerable?
Okay, Prabhu, tolerable.
The most important, the message. Because, so the book that we are reading here, Nectar of Instruction, it is not an ordinary book. It's a very important Nectar of Devotion. That's why at first I was like quite hesitant when everybody asked for Nectar of Devotion. Why? Because it's a very serious topic. Right? So anyway, Prabhupada have given the entire summary, because I used to study, I'm also reading some literatures from other acharyas, right? So other acharyas that see, and when I start to see, they have to take everything out, all the acharyas, okay, like Madhurya Kadambini, Jaiva Dharma, they all one different books. But Prabhupada actually summarized entirely in that essay called Nectar of Devotion. It's amazing. Okay. So any questions, any comment? Now we understand we have to achieve Krishna consciousness or pure devotional service. And the Krishna pure devotion is authentic and it's unique. We shouldn't generalize. I give you example like Ajamila was such a great, terrible person for this thing. And secondly, the thief who robbed the Vishnu temple. So the understanding of pure devotional service, it is very unique. All right. It is very unique. And we do not generalize. When we start to generalize, that's when the trouble starts. Because in the future, I believe that some of you also will become a leader, will become a temple leader, yatra leader. That's part of the growth that we are experiencing. So when we become a leader, we also must understand that the first thing, never generalize, never underestimate anyone's bhakti. The only thing that you should tell them, come, let's join in and have fun. Juice, join us in creating excitement, Juice. Join us in creating excitement. Juice, come. Let's have kirtan. Let's cook something. Mataji, do you feel like cooking something? Can I cook something? All right. Or you cook something. If you say, of course, if you want to cook in temple, of course, you need to have some qualification. Maybe you can cook at home. Make your best dish. and call one or two people that you're very dear to you, right? Say like, for instance, Ananda Devi Mataji is in Penang and Sonia, I think she also in Penang, right? Say like Sonia Mataji cook something very nice and invite Nanda Devi Mataji. Okay. Would you like to come over to my house for dinner? I cooked a nice pizza, just for you, come. So she comes, what are you going to talk? You're not going to talk about cereal. In that drama, the first you don't do like that. No, we don't talk like that. We talk about the pastime of Krishna. Krishna, this, that, and then after that, both of you sitting and, having your dinner, eating pizza, pasta, whatever things, and you're going to talk on this. Have that association. Have a very healthy environment. All right. Devotee friendship is the best friendship. Don't underestimate, says that devotees pain. They're like really pain in the neck. Right? They are so muffin. They're so terrible. No. Maybe you're seeing the wrong one. Look further. Pray to Krishna. Pray to Prabhupada. You will find out someone that you're going to like. Make a good friendship. And make sure that friendship should be in devotional service only. Don't make friends and at last you try to sell him insurance or try to sell some, make him join your multi-level marketing without any intention, right? Become a family friend, become a close friend. Then after some time, and say, why not? Okay, Mataji, are you free tomorrow? Yes. Would you like to come to my house at 6:37 like that? Sure. So, because let's chant Hare Krishna together. Shall we just try chant Hare Krishna together? Oh yeah, why not? Then after that, Mataji, can we go to the temple in the morning, Todu, Todu early in the morning at 5 o'clock? So we go there, we chant Hare Krishna together. That's a good idea. Create a friendship and build a thing. All right. So that's a takeaway for today. A devotee association, all these things are important, and the pure devotional service is authentic, and it all depends how Krishna, right? So never generalize. Okay, now we open for question. Any questions? Any comment? How's the class? Okay. Any takeaway? Nothing? All good? All right. If there's nothing, then we just stop here. Vancha kalpatarubhescha kripa sindhubhya vacha paritanam pavinibhyo vaishnavibhyo namo. Hare Krishna. Have a nice day.